Hello, everyone, and let's talk about how AI is changing the association operating model, specifically focusing on job postings. So there's a study by Nicholas Bloom at Stanford University and his colleagues showing that job postings mentioning AI doubled annually following the ChatGPT launch. That doubling is twice as fast as previous technology trends with cloud computing, and 4 times as fast as smartphone job mentions. So generative AI skill requirements are growing much faster than previous skill requirements. In fact, around 86% of employers expect AI to change their business significantly by 2030. Associations must treat this shift as an operating model upgrade. And they must think about how that will impact all of their work, whether that's going to be in their staffing or their local chapters at all levels. Another interesting finding of the paper is that the fast growth of AI is creating uneven geographical winners, and that the top 5 metro areas hold a third of all AI patents, and lots of AI job postings are in the top cities. So headquarters, which tends to be located in major cities like Washington, D.C. and Chicago, may not be aligned fully with what's happening in chapters and the AI skill requirements there. And you really need to think about what's happening at your chapter level and understand that there might be a difference between what you're seeing around you in the headquarters. So you want to think about how to create shared standards across your whole association, both for staff and for local chapters, to have a shared competencies in AI skills. I'll tell you about a National Healthcare Association I worked with, which is headquartered in DC. And they had some disparities between what their skill sets were with AI and their abilities and what was happening at local chapter levels across the country, which led to some conflicts and gaps. So what I did was I consulted with them to develop a governance plan that established 3 tiers of competence that encouraged staff and volunteers to advance their competence and understand what each other's competence level was. That really helped the association get to an even level and reduce conflicts and misunderstandings about AI adoption and AI usage, and create the shared standards that enable them to work effectively across the whole association, and for the association's staff to provide effective support for their chapters, and for chapter leaders to pursue AI skill competence that the association provided. So that's how you want to think about this approach. Now, another thing to think about is workflow redesign. That remains the primary AI bottleneck. Many associations that use AI don't think sufficiently about redesigning their workflows. They just give it to people and encourage them to use it as a personal productivity tool. That's good, but not nearly sufficient for AI adoption. You really need to think about your workflows, and at first, when I work with associations, I encourage them to start with short-term focus on complementing their existing workflows, not redesigning their workflows. That's too ambitious, and there's a lot of resistance from staff and volunteers if you try to redesign your workflows before they're comfortable with AI. So no, you need to start with complementing your workflows and automating the most boring, the most annoying parts of your workflows. But association leaders, association executives need to think about the medium term of the next year or two of how to redesign their workflows and how to get their staff to the level where their staff are comfortable enough with AI and know enough about AI to actually focus on redesigning and improving their workflows. That's what effective change management is about. That minimizes resistance while improving engagement and gets your association into a leadership position on AI adoption. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Future Forward Association podcast.
please make sure to subscribe wherever you checked out the show and leave a review. It helps other people discover the show and helps us improve the show. And if you have any questions, please email me at gleb@disasteravoidanceexperts.com.